What's up, guys? I'm Johnny. I'm a musician and a content creator, and I asked for your music unpopular opinions, and we're going to react to them today. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Slipknot hasn't been a good band since 2008. Now, I do agree the band are less raw than they used to be. I think of albums like We Are Not Your Kind and Point 5 The Great Chapter, and songs like Unsainted or Custer, and it still has that Slipknot-y feel. Honestly, believe it or not, those are the songs that got me into Slipknot. So to say that, it's when they got bad, I fell back into the old stuff later on. Also, this was really hard to put on, so make sure to like and subscribe. Joey Jordison is overrated. Alright, so that's a crazy take, but I kind of understand it. I think what you're trying to say is you're tired of metal drummers saying that they all have the same favorite guy. And I kind of feel like the same thing with guitar, where everyone will say, I love Dimebag, and I have the Dean from Hell right here. It's the baby one, but still, it's a little boring when everyone has the same favorite musician. But Joey Jordison definitely deserves all the accolades he's gotten. He's one of the greatest metal drummers ever. And same thing for Dimebag. It's just a little boring when everyone has the same favorite inspirations, but Sleep Token's insanely mid and isn't metal in the slightest. Now come on, guys, I said unpopular opinions. But in all seriousness though, Sleep Token's alright. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but in the terms of it whether or not it's metal, I definitely would put it in the prog rock section. But I mean, what do you guys think about Sleep Token? Would you call it metal or not? Let me know below. Drum programming gets too much hate and can sound good too if done right. Yeah, I completely agree, dude. Most of my content I've written is made with MIDI drums. I have access to real drums too. It's just you will play the part completely right, but then the mic was set up wrong or you didn't hit hard enough. This use just isn't worth the squeeze for me. With MIDI drum programming, you have access to all types of kits too once you MIDI it, so you can make the same drums sound differently. Same thing with guitar reamping. You can play a guitar riff and then just put on different amps through it in post-production versus just using the analog when you're trapped in that one take. Yeah, man, I think drum programming gets way too much hate, and I think it's the future. You can use a pick on a bass. Well, I'm a guitar player, so I almost exclusively use a pick on the bass, so the bass players are going to hate me for this, but yeah, I agree. I think you can use a pick on a bass. E standard tuning sucks. I don't think that's really an unpopular opinion. It seems like nowadays most bands are like in double drop whatever or just drop G or whatever super low tunings. It seems like the days of E standard are behind us. Even though personally a lot of the progressive metal I've liked or gotten into, like Polyphia for example, have some pretty cool licks in E standard. But I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts on modern day tunings? Like, is E standard still riffing or do you have to go to double drop F? Limp Bizkit sucks.
Limp Bizkit sucks, cock!
In all seriousness though, the Limp Bizkit hate is kind of forced. I'd rather listen to Limp Bizkit than a lot of modern music coming out today.
Limp Bizkit still sucks, cock!
Warlocks are overhated. They're hella beautiful and I just don't get the hate. Yeah, man, I completely agree. BC Rich Warlocks are beasts. They're the first guitar I purchased with my hard-earned cash. The thing is that the company itself of BC Rich is handling these guitars poorly. I made a whole video on this, so you guys should check it out. 8 strings are useless. Well, that's until you want to play a riff that requires 8 strings, right? Digital amps suck unless it's a top-of-the-line rig that costs thousands. Tube amps will always be better. You see, as guitar players, I feel like we placebo affect ourselves. I feel like if we blindfold tested like 10 really experienced guitar players at this point, we can't really tell the difference. I feel like we're pulling at straws. You can write music using digital amps. You can write music using drum plugins or plug-in bass. These tools are just tools. I feel like it's the person, I feel like nowadays we're so focused on the quality of these plugins instead of just making good music. Metallica should retire. I disagree. They're the greatest metal band ever, and I think everyone should get a chance to see them live. I haven't yet, and I can't wait to get my chance to. But thanks for sticking around for this Q&A, guys. I'm Johnny. I make other videos on metal. You can catch them over here. Make sure to like and subscribe. And also, if you want, go join the Discord. But until then, peace out.